I'm fucking done with everything, bro. I just asked for $30 so I could get a Benjamin, a fucking yard, and I've gave away millions of yards. I've gave away millions of Benjamins, and this one time I need $30. You guys can't help me?
We talked about Fulcrum like 2 years ago, and I talked about how I think his music is actually very good. But since then, he's been in a shitload of controversy, which sadly there isn't very much evidence for anymore since he deleted his Twitter, and I have not been able to find screenshots of majority of the tweets that got him in some hot water. But that isn't the only time that Fulcrum has been involved with controversy, and we're going to be going over all of that in today's video. But if you enjoy the content, please subscribe. We're on the way to 2,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get there. Help me out. Hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and like the video. Without wasting any more time, let's jump into the strange persona of Fulcrum and the many controversies he's been a part of. Fulcrum is a weedtuber slash rapper who has impacted the weedtube scene massively since he blew up smoking carts in public places like Target, standard restaurants, and just all around all over public. At the time, this was something that was just not done for YouTube, and it was very unique. But now everyone does it and is trying to capitalize off of the success that Fulcrum had from this type of content. But since his peak, his channel has been dying off slowly, and that's for multiple reasons, which we're about to get into right now. Before we get into the really controversial things he said on Twitter, let's talk about his love for Sneako. Sneako is a YouTuber slash streamer who has been quite controversial for his political views and passion for the movie Cuties, which is a movie strictly for P3DOs, to say the least. If you care for exact details and the full story on Sneako and the movie Cuties, after this video, just look up Sneako Cuties on YouTube and you will see plenty of videos on the subject. But all around, Fulcrum enjoys Sneako's content, which is not a bad thing. You can enjoy who you want to watch at the end of the day. But when you're making content and affiliating yourself with Sneako, you gotta be ready for some of the backlash that is to come. He talked more about that on the No Jumper interview, but since I do not support Adam16, sorry, I'm not even going to play that clip because he does not deserve the ad revenue. But he pretty much just expressed how they get along and how he really enjoys Sneako's content. But all around, the internet really did not care for this one bit and proceeded to overlook it, just like his beef with Dazed420. Dazed420 is a former YouTuber or WeTuber that posted very similar content to Fulcrum. Pretty much him smoking, getting faded, going out on hikes, or just chilling in his room. Eventually, around sometime 2024, I believe, he ended up deleting his YouTube channel along with his social medias, making it really hard to reach out for him for more information on what we're about to talk about, which sucks because there is just no more video evidence of Fulcrum talking about this, as it was on his live stream that is now deleted, and Dazed420's live stream, which of course is now deleted since his account is gone. So it leaves me with only word of mouth, and y'all just have to believe what I am saying, which I do not like, but I am still going to do my best to explain all of that drama for you. But apparently, Dazed420 was a part of Fulcrum's Discord, and they were cool at some point, but eventually they had a falling out after allegedly Fulcrum had people sending or talking about CP, cheese pizza, in his Discord, and that's when Dazed420 would call him out for this on a live stream, and Fulcrum would acknowledge it on his live stream, pretty much saying that Dazed just made up allegations about him, which is very much so possible. I do think these allegations were made up, and the reason for that is because no evidence was shown. Dazed avoid all evidence, and by the way, I both asked Fulcrum and Dazed about this drama while in the live streams, and they actually responded, but they literally just tiptoed around all the questions that I asked, and it appears that there was a lot more going on than we understood. If anyone knows how to find footage that has been deleted or something like that, please do some research and dig into the Fulcrum and Dazed420 situation, since it's kind of just swept under the rug, because I genuinely want to know if it was just false accusations Dazed threw around, or if there's actually some validity behind Dazed accusations. But like I said, Dazed has completely deleted his channel, and I'm pretty sure the live streams have been deleted from Fulcrum's channel, making this pretty much a open shut case, with us having to assume that Fulcrum is innocent. But now that we're caught up in all the former controversies Fulcrum was a part of, let's talk about the allegations he threw around Drew is sharing, saying that he SA'd a woman who I believe worked at Puffco. I'm gonna let Lagger420 explain this one, and also going to link his other videos about Fulcrum down in the description, just in case after this video y'all want to watch more on this whole Fulcrum controversy situation. Lager does an amazing job with his content, so I just want to give him 100% credit for him coming forward with this information before me, because I wouldn't have known about this situation if it wasn't for Lager 420. But make sure to stick around to the very end of the video, because I still have a lot more to talk about.
Just a few days ago, like actually 2 days ago, he said some stuff that is so bad and so just low IQ that I can't respect him no more. Like, it's just out of pocket. So Fulcrum uploaded multiple videos over on his TikTok saying that Drew is sharing has SA'd a woman and that Puffco won't work with him, but they'll work with someone who SA'd someone. There's no merit to that at all. There's no evidence anywhere on the internet saying that Drew has done this. I, like, after hearing about it, went out of my way to search comments, search Twitter, search subreddits. No one has ever even mentioned this. So it's just him clip farming out of his ass.
I personally believe that there is a lot more going on than him just clip farming. I think that he was butthurt that Puffco didn't want to work with him, so he went out of his way to try to tarnish Puffco's reputation. And I guess he didn't like Drew was sharing, so he just decided to target him as well. Voice crack. But like Lager said, there is literally no evidence for this, and it's just a false accusation Fulcrum threw around. But it seems like at this point, he just doesn't care for how people look at him anymore, since he is posting the most obvious clip farming videos on YouTube Shorts and TikTok that are just absurd and just look absolutely ridiculous. It involves him making weird faces, putting a weird caption on the screen, and straight up dick riding Goblin. That's not even a joke. He has been posting so many videos directed towards Goblin, and it is actually concerning. Goblin had to speak out on it since it was just so bad, and even the fans wanted to know what was happening with Fulcrum.
Fulcrum saying his downfall. Listen, dude, Fulcrum is clearly having a mental health situation, a long-term one, and that's pretty obvious by like the past year of his behavior online. And I don't comment on those kind of situations. I hope he gets some help.
And you know it's bad whenever Goblin's saying you're having like a mental breakdown, because he used to sell his own TV for drugs. Like, that's literally not even a joke. He sold his own TV for cocaine once. So if he's saying you got a problem, bro, you got a problem. But this didn't stop Fulcrum. He just went on a spree and just continued to post even more videos on TikTok involving Goblin. That's what gets him views, and that's what gets him money, and that's all he is concerned about anymore. Which, I get you need money. You got a kid. By the way, yes, Fulcrum has a son or a daughter. I honestly don't know. So I know he needs money, but is this the way to go around it? Maybe just pick up a job again, bro. Go work at a dispensary again. Like, you don't gotta make everyone in the world start hating you just to get a little bit of your pockets full. I get desperate times call for desperate measures, but like, you don't see me over in a freaking alleyway sucking cock for $20, bro. It's not gonna happen. Have some standards, all right? Just set standards for yourself so people can at least genuinely respect you as a person. But like I said, he went on Twitter and went on a rant before deleting his account as a whole. He ended up tweeting, "How my Jew tweets hit harder than Kanye." And I'm not even a Nazi. Hitler's a word I'm not gonna say because I'll get canceled, and he's my son. So is Kanye. Fuck Hitler and Kanye and yeah, you get it. Before then trying to defend himself, saying, "I've always had these opinions at 0 subscribers. When I was on Aiden's stream." Same Fulcrum. Y'all just never really listened to my message. Y'all loved me back then. I literally thought the same shit. Which is crazy when you consider this is not the persona he was putting on in front of the camera. In front of the camera, he's always spreading an extremely positive narrative. Literally, probably the most positive narrative there has ever been in the WeedTube scene, along with Dazed 420. So the fact that he's trying to act like this has always been his public takes is just crazy. Because in his vlogs, he's over there spreading an extremely positive narrative. Like I said, he's telling you to respect others, hoping you have an amazing day and all that. And then you go to his Twitter and you see his tweets and you're like, what? That's the same person? And just like that, the persona he's been putting on in front of millions of people was shattered. No one looked at Fulcrum the same, and no one respected Fulcrum the same after that. The last thing I want to talk about is this video where he gives a homeless guy some THC products, which you should just not do since he's homeless after all and is already struggling. Why should he have to be struggling with a addiction? You should be giving him some money or some food or something. Instead, you hand him packs of marijuana. Like, that just does not make sense to me, and I don't think this is something that should be ignored. Plenty of homeless people already deal with addictions as is, and you're just handing them something that could feed into that addiction. You cannot tell me marijuana is not addictive. Just look it up. It is. Anything that you do is addictive. Eating a box of Twinkies can be addictive, so just Get off my cock. But yeah, Fulcrum just has fallen far from grace, and I just want to know what your thoughts is on this whole situation. Let me know in the comments down below. It's about time I wrap this video up, as it's about 10 minutes long, and I usually don't make videos this long, but there's just so much going on in this situation and so much that isn't talked about that I just had to. So yeah, I do hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, turn on those post notifications, go show Lagger420 some love, because a lot of the information in this video comes from Lagger himself. So yeah, his videos are linked down in the description. Go check them out. With that being said, y'all stay safe, stay notorious. Peace out.